Oh!
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hold on, we gotta clap ourselves in.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Sick. All right. One more time. Hello.
What's up?
Let me just
You
get that
got it?
untangled.
Okay.
No, I got it.
All right.
Hello and welcome to.
Dual.
We're back, bitches.
What's going on?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
It's been a hot second.
What the fuck is happening?
Jordan got really busy. Trey got mad busy.
And depressed.
Jordan got mad depressed and stressed. Like, yeah, it's been a minute, man.
This is
it's been a minute.
This is like the time skip episode.
It very much is. You said in the car, it's Shippuden.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the Shippuden Dueal.
This is the official like part 2 of the series.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I completely agree. So we can jump right into it, man.
Sure.
How have you been?
I've been
over the course of the past 3 months. Because even I haven't seen you a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Even I haven't seen you a lot.
It's kind of a weird question, especially like within the context of this,
Yes.
where it's been a long time.
Yes.
I guess I've been all right. I just been busy, and then just busy with like work and.
No, we're good.
You got it.
It's just like really hot in here.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got it. Yeah. So that's pretty much just the gist of it. And last couple weeks have been kind of weird. It's just like I don't know, just really burned out, at least like recently.
I very much feel that.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I mean, things have been good.
I'm happy to hear.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been going like a lot of art shows, projects, events.
Sold a piece, which was crazy.
Sold a fucking huge piece. Like,
Yeah.
No, seriously, that was a big one up on you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's fucking sick.
So it's just a lot of like that. Not really enough time to like kind of like what we're doing now, just like kind
sit
of
and reflect.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna take out my dog a little bit.
Okay.
Take out my dog a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little hot.
Wow.
A little tight.
Okay.
Anyway, but yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because we haven't had a second to just like hang out in a
Right.
long time.
I know.
Yeah, it's just conflicting schedules. For people who don't know, I got a
Conflicting
residency.
moods.
Very fucking true.
Yeah. Yeah. What you been up to?
yeah.
You've been doing a lot.
I've been busy as shit,
Yeah.
man. I had I still have a residency. I'm going back to school, and I'm working still part time. But I've been just up down every single wall.
Yeah.
And Dueal, and it's nice. It's fulfilling because like I have my work and I've been selling work, which is nice.
Yeah.
Some of my work is in a local bar that I frequent, which is Little River Restoratives on Capitol Ave, in downtown Hartford. Go check it out if you want to. It's cool. Yeah. So it's almost like the karmic stream, or the it's like really good happens, but equally so it has to balance out with like you're stressed as fucking burnt out.
Yeah.
So kind of sucks.
I think it's just one of those things where it catches up to you after a certain point.
And it does, and I'm trying not to get to the point where I'm just like extremely burnt out from all of these ventures.
Yeah.
I want to do it in a healthy fashion.
Yeah. Right.
At least kind of go.
That's the same with me, where it's just like I don't want to get to the point where it's like I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's like
literally, dude.
I'm trying to be a lot more healthy about it, or just like acknowledging that I need a break and then taking said break. Yeah, I guess like last couple of weeks, it really got to me.
How so?
Where it was just like stress from like the jobs and then my own personal shit, and then it got to a point where I was just like in a foul mood, like all the time. Like I'm just like just really bitter.
Yeah. Like
I kind of snapped a little bit, where just like I felt much more. I kind of snapped in a weird. I've been kind of what's the word? I've been kind of like describing it as like, at least for myself internally, as like I've been kind of regressing a little bit.
Oh, I see.
Where I'm just like I'm like quick to anger, just like kind of bitter towards people. Yeah. And I just reached a point where I'm just like, fuck, I gotta like take a step back and just chill the fuck out.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
And then you reached out. I'm assuming it was you reached out on Wednesday and we're like,
yeah.
Hey, can we just hang out?
Can we just? Yeah, exactly.
I need to see a person.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Wednesday like kind of hit that fever pitch where I was just like, okay, I was like, let me reach out to anybody, and then I just reached out to you. I was just like, hey, can we just like hang out?
No, totally.
And just like I don't, and like, you know, it was you and then Angelica, and then after that we went to Little River.
Yeah.
And then ran into Parker, and then Jillian.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, she was. Yeah. So it was very, and I was telling you on the car ride today, where I was just like, it was very much needed because, aside from like all the other stuff, I'd just been feeling really lonely and isolated.
I'm sure, dude.
And just everything was just kind of, and like those kind of like sour moods just kind of start compacting on itself because of that.
Yeah.
And then, so then I was just like, fuck, I gotta, like, yeah.
No, I mean, I equally feel kind of the same, but almost in the opposite, where, excuse me, and we were talking about this in the car, where I needed your advice for this.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm overindulging in all the things. I feel like instead of, isolating, I feel like I'm, whatever the opposite is.
Distracting yourself a little bit.
That's probably a good way to put it, but, like, not necessarily distracting as in like I need a distraction like from this thing that's dark in the corner. It's more like, I don't want to say no to people because, and I made me and Angelica have been doing a lot of work in our relationship, and she made this discovery within myself. And let me try to remember it. All right, someone's not calling me. That's cool. She made this discovery within myself where she's like, you're a very people pleaser person, and it's almost like you're afraid that these people are going to be out of your life for some reason, like within the next, like, if you don't see him now, you're not going to be able to see him then, and like you want to make sure that one, they think highly of you, which they already fucking do, and I don't think that's really going to change unless I do something hugely drastic. But also, like, I want to do it. I want to do it because I want the person to, one, like me, which isn't necessary because I already fucking do. I want to be there for them, and I don't want to disappoint them. But then she made the valid point of, Jordan, it's because you love them so much that you don't want to let them down. But you have to also understand that you are equally letting down yourself and your own needs because of that fact. So it's kind of like you have to choose yourself at least sometimes or most of the time compared to, other people, especially if you're getting burnt out.
Yeah.
If you don't have the space for it. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to put this on here. Anyway. But yes, continue.
No, I was going to say, sorry, my eye was bothering me.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
No, I was going to say, that's funny. I feel like I'm in the opposite.
No, it's weird.
I feel like what you just described was very much like
That's me.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm just going to.
That's okay.
I feel like what you just described was stuff that I've been feeling.
Sure.
But I have a very, I guess, opposite reaction, where what you just described about like feeling like people are gonna like
they're gonna leave.
Yeah, they're gonna leave and stuff, and like it's interesting. Like your reaction is that you want to just like spend more time.
Yeah, be there for them.
Be there, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that's people pleasing, but I mean, I get what she's talking about.
From you.
I feel like I have the opposite reaction where
What's up?
I have that same sort of thing where I feel like they're gonna leave, or I feel like it, and I feel like it's probably part of like some weird abandonment shit
I was gonna say
that I haven't maybe fully got past in my childhood.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have the opposite reaction where I'm just like I have like this weird irrational fear that people will leave. So then my reaction to that, or my justification is, well, then I'll just go off and do my own thing then.
Gotcha.
Or I'll just like,
so compared to diving in
like
deeper,
like it's very much the mentality of they can't leave because I already left.
Exactly. So you're kind of beating them to the punch.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Word.
So I feel like I have the opposite reaction that you do, where it's just like I tend to kind of guard a bit more.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could buy that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it was interesting that you brought all that up because that's the exact same shit that I've been kind of feeling or mulling over lately.
No, totally.
Yeah.
And I'm really wondering, like, best next steps to protect my neck, type thing. Because like I want to spend time with people, but I equally want to, I have to get assignments done. I have to work on stuff. I have to do stuff like that. And I'm pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. until it's either late or it's past due or whatever.
Yeah.
And, you know, then I panic and then it's 11th hour power and it's just procrastination. And I even say, like, you know, end of life goals is like just become a fucking fisherman, a painter, and just work on art and just fucking. Is your eye okay?
I have no idea. Whatever.
Allergic reaction or something?
I don't know.
All right. Let me know if I can get you anything, man.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Yeah.
It's probably nothing, but
okay. But yeah, like, I will push off important things, and it's kind of hard to say, but like my dad was right about this one from like jump. He was like, yeah, you have priority issues. You know, so I'll put things that are, to get into it a little bit more, like I'll put things that are more pleasurable, whether it be physical pleasure, emotional pleasure, or etc., and push away things that are less pleasurable, like my priorities. Like I have to pay taxes on my car, and I've been pushing that off for like the beginning of February, maybe January, I don't know, but like, and then I'll justify it with I don't have enough money, or I can do it later, blah 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 blah. So like, yeah, it's just a little bit sucky. Yeah. And I'm like, shit, like, you know, I want to find a healthy balance. And I feel like life in general, the journey of life is about finding some sort of healthy balance. Yeah. You know, within all of the aspects of your life. And it's a lifelong journey of doing that, you know, finding more of yourself and finding how you rock and vibe, kind of like the art crit that we're talking about today, where Brian was saying, like, we talked about this in the car, but like what Brian was saying, where he was like, you know, I feel like you're trying to pigeonhole yourself, and you are not that type of person to do that. You're like, just like flaming energy when it comes to your painting and art. So embrace that. You know, I'm not necessarily saying that I have to do a complete, you know, 180 change up on my fucking life.
No, you don't have to. You can take baby steps.
And that's the important part, man. Yeah, I really do think so.
Yeah, I think, well, I think your friends, I mean, I would say as a friend, like, I would completely understand. And if anything, I would see it as a good thing if you were to, like,
hey, can't hang out right now.
Or, or just be like, I need to do
X, Y, and Z
stuff by myself for a minute now. Like, and like your friends would totally understand that.
And that's the thing.
And I understand. And I understand that, like, it's a rationality on your part. And I'm not saying that to be mean, because like it's equally the same with me. Where, my friends do want to hang out with me. If nothing else, I'm kind of the asshole in the scenario because I'm always pushing away. Not that I mean to do that necessarily. It's just hard for me. But sometimes it's hard for me. But again, that's like the irrationality part of the brain fucking talking and egging me on. Yeah. Being like, you're just like your fucking dad. You don't want to be around with people. And I'm just like, oh. But so it was a lot of that going on in my head lately.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So fuck. But but I get what you're coming from, though. Yeah.
And then actively trying to work with, move against the thoughts, and I think a hard thing, and we can kind of go into this a little bit deeper. A hard thing. Kevin Liu, he brought this up, and it was a very comforting thing. He called that voice, that whatever, your shadow self. And a lot of people try to fight, push away your shadow self, do all that stuff, like try to separate yourself with your shadow, but your shadow is always going to follow you around. Yeah, because it's a part of you. So I think and Kevin kind of made the point where he said something along the lines of like, you know, you have to come to terms with the fact that your shadow self is just another aspect of yourself. Yeah, exactly. And you have to accept that as well, and find a good, comfortable spot for it to sit within yourself.
Well, that's kind of where I was at, where I kind of just started, or I have a bit of a different approach now, where I try to, I guess, embrace it, for lack of a better term, but not to a point where it's destructive.
How so? Give me an example.
Like, I'm trying to think. It's a good example. Well, I think just sitting with like those thoughts, just like those kind of depressing thoughts.
Not trying to immediately like, oh, they're over there now.
Yeah, and just like not trying to, I guess, like distract myself or push them away. Just be like, all right, I'm kind of feeling this right now. I might as well just let it rock, because it's not going to be there forever, I don't think.
No, seriously.
So I might as well just like kind of live with it and see what it is that's bothering me, or what it's trying to tell me. And I don't know, do something about it, acknowledge it, or just something.
No, I do agree with you there. I feel like it's a delicate, again, balance. Yeah. When it comes to that, because you don't just want to let the feelings just like beat on you. Yeah. because that's not healthy.
Right. Yeah.
But you should also let them have a say.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't just immediately push them out.
Right.
Because they're doing it. They're there for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think it's your job or your duty for that version or for that side of yourself to be like, yo, bro, like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
You know, like, what's going on? You know,
yeah.
why are you doing this? And kind of analyze it. You don't have to go super deep with it, but like, just analyze it a little bit.
Like, I think the biggest thing was because I feel like I'm a bit too passive at times with people, and
just kind of let them do whatever they
want. And I think that's where a lot of that bitterness was coming from. So I'm much more blunt with people now, or like I'm just much more quick to kind of say whatever, like not trying not in an aggressive way, because that solves nothing.
Yes.
But just being kind of steadfast in. Yeah, just like that kind
holding strong to your
right.
morals and your values, and not letting them just kind of
right. Like I was talking to somebody, and we were supposed to hang out, and just kind of ghosted me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like, you know, send a message, be like, hey, blah blah blah. You know, just trying to start a conversation, and then nothing. And this is after like we had been having a back and forth. You know, and I thought this person was into me, but then I was like, okay, let me just like sit on this for a minute, and then if I still get a response, then I'll just you know, just unfollow and just move on.
No, totally.
And that's what I did. I just unfollowed them. Was just like, all right, good luck, I guess. Best of luck to you. Not even gonna try to entertain the.
Because if they're not going to put the work into you, or if they're not, and that's a weird thing to say, but if they're not going to like,
I don't think that's a weird thing to say.
I know, but like if they're not going to invest, like, as much as you are investing, or like even to a level that you find acceptable or deem acceptable, not worth it.
Yeah, I just I think I've reached a point where I'm much less tolerant or patient with stuff that I guess just like rude stuff.
Of course.
Or rudeness, yeah. Before I would kind of give people the benefit of the doubt, which I think you still should. No. Just because you don't know what people are going through.
There's a level to it.
There is absolutely a level to it, and I think I'm at a point where I don't want to give that courtesy anymore, especially if people aren't willing to reciprocate that.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's you opening up yourself a little bit.
Right.
That's you extending an olive branch, and they're just going to kind of like burn it or spit on it or whatever.
Yeah.
Then it's not worth it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So that's like another example.
Word.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, like it's really interesting when that kind of stuff happens, and how you choose to react to said thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure I have an example somewhere in my back pocket, but the thing I kind of want to say on that is just like, the energy that you put out, you shouldn't accept. You shouldn't expect to receive back, but you should still expect something. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Like. And especially with people and conversating and all this kind of stuff, like it should be a back and forth to some level, or they should at least like have enough balls or salt to kind of be like, "Yo, I'm not really feeling it anymore," and just kind of like cut it off.
Just let me know. Yeah, just like say
just
it.
Like, and do you know
it's
how
not
like,
it would do me way better favor.
Holy shit, yeah.
Versus just like
hey, and then like the fading out, yeah. You know.
But I mean, that's like, and I feel like I talked on that before.
Yeah.
On this pod, where it's just like where ghosting is such like a normal thing, and I feel like that shouldn't be.
It really shouldn't be.
It really shouldn't be. Like,
because you're not helping any part. You're not helping either party.
Right. Yeah. Like if I'm not into you, I'm not into you. I'm just gonna say it.
No, literally.
Like I'm just not
enough balls to do that.
Yeah. I feel like it would do the other person. You're doing another person a favor.
Seriously.
Because you're not wasting their time or their energy. You're just kind of letting them know, hey, this is what it is. Sorry, but I gotta move on. You should too.
Like in my relationship with Angelica, a thing that helped me a lot with the people who I'm currently talking to. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know Angelica, open relationship, etc. But like we're working on it currently. It's in repair. And one of the things that she kind of brought to my eyes and brought to light within me was like, you have to be really upfront and honest with what you want out of these people. Even if it's just sex, you have to say, look, I'm really just looking for a sexual experience, if that's cool. If not, then we're probably not going to work, or it's probably not going to rock. Yeah. You know, or if I'm just looking for friendship.
And the thing, not to cut you off.
No, go for it.
The thing that I've come to realize too is that and when you say if you say that and then it doesn't turn out, or if it just doesn't work, you still have to be okay with just walking away.
Literally, dude.
And I think I finally realized that within my own sort of interpersonal relationships, where I'm just like, I have to be okay with just this just being the end and just like fucking moving on. Because before I would like you said, just like kind of leave like a small little chance or breadcrumb, like, oh, maybe they'll turn around, blah blah. But it's like, nah. It's like,
you don't have time for that shit.
I don't, and it's like I'm not doing myself any favors, because because then it turns into this obsession thing where I'm just like, oh, what if? Yep. But it's like, the reality is that it's not. So you might as well just cut your losses and just move on.
Yeah, there's the thing.
So I think that more than anything is starting to like really click in my head now.
Same here.
Yeah.
And that's actually the reason why I think me and Angelica's relationship started so strong and has continued to be strong. Not only because of communication and how we operate within each other, but because the first conversation that we ever had, I took the initiative and was like, yo, this is pretty much all I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. And if it goes beyond that, it goes beyond that. But this is pretty much it. Yeah. I was like, I want like an adventure buddy and a cuddle buddy, and you seem pretty cool. So if you want to do that. And she was like, yeah, sure. And the cool thing about that, and this parlays into many other aspects of life, but like the cool thing about setting your intentions and setting those boundaries and adhering to those boundaries and not crossing the boundaries between two people.
You got to mean it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you have to have enough salt or balls within yourself to like be like, all right, you crossed the boundary. Like, I'm sorry. I got a deuce.
It actually brought me back to something you told me a while ago.
Bustle.
Where I think I told you, or I had a dream about somebody and I was asking you about it. And you caught me off guard.
Was it when we were out there?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Yeah. And you really caught me off guard where you're just like, just leave it alone. Yeah. Just fuck it.
You two are happy.
Yeah. No. You were just like, you're just like, Trey, it's been over. Yeah. Just move the fuck. I was taken aback a little bit.
Yeah, you were like, at the time, you're not going to tell me, Jordan, believe in your heart, follow it.
Jordan, what?
Love and understanding.
I thought I was the blunt asshole.
Exactly. No, but I was like, yeah.
But no, it's like, but I appreciated that, because you're 1,000% right. Yeah. You just have to be okay with just it being done.
It's being the end.
Done, and it's probably never going to come back.
And it sucks.
It does.
And you could imagine it. And imagination is a beautiful thing, but it's also cursed kind of, because you're like, I can imagine this in so many different scenarios, and maybe if I put myself in a position here, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, and here, I'll give you an example. So often when I have manic episodes, I think about my ex from North Carolina. Yeah. You guys maybe should know about this if you listen to the podcast, the whole lore behind this shit. But like, I know that I deleted her number off of everything on my phone.
Good.
Blocked it.
Good. Yeah.
And I have no idea what it is. I know the dog. Yeah. I'm sorry. She wants to hang up, but it's okay. It's fine. Blocked it off of everything. I have no idea what the fuck it is. I know it starts with 918 or something like that, or 910 or something like that. But that's pretty much it. And I know I can let her in if you want to, but she's just gonna come and blah blah blah. It's
whatever.
It's fine.
Continue.
Anyway, sorry. I know that my friend has it. He's the gatekeeper of this one. Yes. I know that my friend has the number. So I was in the hospital. I was still a little bit out. And often, again, as I said, when I'm manic, I usually think about her and think about talking to her and all this shit because of all of this past trauma. Yep. So he said, Jordan, from the last conversation I had with her, which she called him and was like, yo, that's not cool. He has to stop. And I was like, oh, damn. So he essentially did what I did to you and was like, dude, it's over. You have to let it be over. Yeah. Like I wrote this whole ass letter to her. I was going to, and then the point I'm trying to make is, the intention I had was, oh, maybe we could just be friends. But the real intention, exactly. No. And he made me kind of face the mirror really fucking close and was like, dude, what do you honestly want from this? Yeah. Do you want an actual friendship? Do you think you could leave it as friendship? Or do you want like
is
something
that
more?
You? Yeah, I was going to say, or like is that justifying? You trying to circumvent
the entire
or circle around that, be like, oh yeah, we can try this again,
because maybe like, friendship is blah blah blah, which means
blah blah blah, and then it's like all that stupid shit. Yeah, and it's like,
and I'm getting myself caught back in the fucking rat trap, man. And I'm like, and he actually opened up my eyes a lot. He was like, dude, you have to let that shit die. Sometimes you just, and I feel like as we're getting older, we're having to face
pushing 30.
I know, pushing fucking 30, dude. Like, we're having to face death more, and the idea of not necessarily physical death, but the idea of things dying, hope dying, joy dying, relationships dying. It's like life or the universe is kind of like being like, okay, like you're growing up a little bit.
It's funny you bring that up because like I think that was like what I've been feeling lately. It feels like an ending to something.
Interesting.
Like I don't know specifically what it is. I don't know. Like it just feels like I'm like kind of whether it's like spiritually or like fucking mentally, I'm fighting back against something.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's like, dude, it's over. Whatever regressing back to like what you think your best version of yourself was.
Yeah.
Fucking manic dude that's just like obsessed with blah
blah blah or whatever.
Yeah, blah blah, working out, girls, whatever the fuck is. Like, I kind of had to have that moment with myself where it was just like, dude, it's over. You're gonna be 30 in like 3 fucking years.
Yeah, seriously.
You can't act like a kid anymore.
Yeah,
like that shit is like it's like dude, like the college years and all, like it's over. It's done.
Yeah,
just let it go.
Yeah.
Like I kind of had that conversation with myself, or at least I had this realization the other day where I'm just like, and I think that, and that's what I mean when I say like it feels like an ending to something, because why else would I be reeling? Because again, it's just like this bitterness, this anger, this blah blah. It's like I'm like
a grief process.
I'm fighting against something that I feel like is ending, or feel like or something's changing.
No, I totally agree.
I just wanted to bring that up because you brought up the whole death aspect, how facing death as we get older, and not just like physical death, but just like in death in
many forms,
many different contexts. Yeah, exactly. So I just thought it was interesting you brought it up, because that's kind of, I guess, like in a metaphysical sense, that's kind of what I'm going through.
I definitely feel that. Oh wait, did I just unplug my mic? I don't think so.
Jesus
Hold on.
Christ. Oh yeah, you did.
Well, that was it. I was like, why can't I hear myself? Hold on. Hold up.
No, you're good. I don't know if you heard that, but you're good.
I heard it from you.
I mean, but did you hear it from the mic?
It's not Trey. It's not plugged in. Now it's plugged in. All right, I got you.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Oh my god. It's okay. But yes, back to death.
Yes.
Myself. It's difficult because I had the thought when you were talking where I was like, damn, humans are like on a constant stream of evolution. Like we are evolving on a day to fucking day basis.
Yeah.
Through our emotions, through our physical, through like all of the aspects that make us people.
We're always shedding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're like onions, we just have more and more
Shut
layers.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. We're just like Shrek.
Fucking hate
just
you.
like Shrek said.
Fucking hate you.
I know, but still, like, dude, for real. Like, and it's crazy that we have to do this and then like navigate a constant topic that we have talked about in the past. Where it's like we have to do all of this shit and then also navigate life and have a job and pay taxes and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And try to act normal when inside we're literally on fire.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like,
and then throw into the fact that we're also artists and we're much more susceptible to shit like that.
Yeah, no, seriously, and we're much more empathic. Like we feel our emotions and we express our emotions.
Do you know how much I wanted to just be like every other schmuck and just like
work a 9 to 5 and just clock in, clock out, drink a beer, and then pass out,
and not care or even think about any of this other extra.
No, but we have to be blessed or cursed with fucking this shit, man.
I know.
Yeah, shit's crazy, dude.
It's weird.
Shit's crazy. It's beautiful because I feel so fortunate in life to have the ability to express myself and hopefully make paper off of the paper that I paint on. But, or whatever I do. But, like, still, I feel like everything has a balance. Everything has a karmic good and bad or whatever, black and white or the yin and yang. And there has to be a price paid for the, excellence achieved.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Because, like, and I think the most sucky part is the fact that we both know it's going on. We both know it's happening.
We're very much aware.
Exactly. We're aware of it. And it's like we can't stop the rush. We can't stop the fucking process as much as we want it to.
How do you stop Samsara?
You can't. You got to fucking flow with it, man. You're riding a wave. You have to hope that God gives you a fucking surfboard or some shit, you know? Even still, you got to body surf or some shit, man.
Yeah.
Samsara. But, yeah, which actually probably could be the fucking name of this one. But,
could
like...
be.
Let's go into that deeper. Because you made a piece on it.
Yeah, no, I've been thinking heavy about that.
Just for the viewers at home who don't feel like Googling, tell me about your perspective.
I believe it's Hindu.
I think so. Something like that. Some Eastern.
Hindu, definitely Eastern philosophy. I'm pretty sure it's Hindu, part of Hindu religion, whereas Samsara is basically the karmic wheel or karmic cycle of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think my knowledge is very surface level, but it's very basically like 6 realms.
Yep.
You know, like human, diva, that other stuff.
You got me on this stuff.
Man. Yeah, no, like I said, very surface level. I should probably do more research. But, anyway.
What's like the overarching thing about Samsara that you kind of connect with, that you resonate with?
It's a constant cycle.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a beginning or an end. It just keeps going.
It just is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you break that?
I don't know if you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And that's the hard thing. I really don't know if you're supposed to. You can try to start a revolution, but another leader is just gonna fucking rise up and you're gonna try to knock him off, and then all of a sudden, blah blah blah, and then blah blah blah, and blah. But
then that's just part of the cycle.
It literally is, dude. We're literally on a globe.
Do you break it?
We're on a globe. It's circular. Like everything is circles. It's funny because humans are really the only thing that introduces like rectangular and angular stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is pretty much circular or has curves to it. We are the only, like, this room is a box. Like, I think that we're the ones. Which could also
be a circle.
It could be a circle
if you round out the edges.
Well, yeah, but for now it's a box, a little boxy box. But anyway, Samsara. I'm sorry, Samsara.
You're saying I'm sorry?
Exactly. I do completely agree with you because I don't necessarily know if you're supposed to break it. I think you're supposed to, if anything, just accept it and just fucking flow with it. Because, you know, I feel like if you choose to fight the current, you're going to get more tired than if you just choose to let it go. But it's hard because the concept is like, oh, then I have no power, then I have no choice, then I have nothing. But like, on the grander scale, I don't necessarily think that it is that. It's that you don't have power, it's that you don't have choice. I think it's more like you and the universe are both one being. You and the universe are both one thing. You are just small. You are just baby, and that's like parent.
Yeah.
And the point I'm trying to get to is like, you both come from the same source, so that means you both have to have some greater intention. But if the universe is the parent, it probably knows somewhat what is best for its child, or wants to parent it in some way and push it in a certain direction because it knows it's best.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. So
the child is actively fighting against it, and like, you know, the universe is like, fucking no, a little bit more this way, a little bit more. It's like the fucking the train scene. It's all a train from the Polar Express.
Yeah.
The ice lake where it's like
left,
yeah.
It just
right, left, right. All right, almost got it, and then bang, and then it gets it. And I feel like that's what the universe is literally trying to do to us, and we're always like, nah, we should go a little bit more that way. Right. I want to go a little bit more that way. It's like, okay, well, if you want to go a little bit more that way, I'm gonna have to put in more work.
It's gonna be a hard slingshot back.
I'm gonna have to do more work to push you in this direction.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where karma kind of comes in.
Right.
Talking with Kevin Ramirez about this, like, this is like the majority of our conversations, like Samsara and all this shit. Like, just like, dude, like, how do we know we have choice? And it's like, it's the illusion of choice, but it's also a paradox.
Right.
Where we have choice. I can choose to do this and I can choose to do that, but I already made the choice in order to do this and to do that. Probably eons ago, you know? Anyway, getting a little bit deep into it, but like, yeah, I don't necessarily, to go all the way back, I don't necessarily think it's to break the cycle. I don't necessarily think it's to break the wheel, because then there's no movement, there's no motion. Imagine art that's just like stationary, but not stationary as in like stationary. Art that doesn't have like a pulse to it. That's not really art now, is it?
Right.
Everything could be art. Even a tree has a pulse to it. Regardless, a vape has a pulse to it. This has a pulse to it. You know, it reacts something, and there's a conversation that doesn't need words. I'm taking up a lot of air and I'm doing a lot of talking here, but like, jump in whenever. But like,
yeah.
And I feel like if we break the wheel, it forms into a line, and then we all kind of, it just ends. I would rather be in movement, in motion, constantly doing stuff, compared to like sitting stagnant.
Just there.
Yeah. You know? And maybe at some point in time, with death or with whatever, maybe there is a grand going period and a grand resting period. There is a zero, which is nothing, which is where you come from and where you're going. There's heaven, and maybe who knows, whatever you believe, but like a place where you can rest. And the place that we're all in now is a place that you can go and you could do and you can improve and move and blah 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 blah. You know, like hibernation to summertime type beat. But anyway, your sense, what you got?
No, I definitely agree. It's it's like, I think it's one of those things where just to kind of bring it back to sort of what I've been dealing with this last while. It definitely feels like some sort of karmic thing where I'm coming to an end of something, and then it's gonna start over again.
Yeah.
Because I also noticed that like it's always like around this time of year where it's like I get very kind of low.
Yeah,
and I think, and there's different a bunch of different factors to that. One is the winter, and winter naturally is seen as like a
depressing period.
I don't want to say not necessarily depressing, but just like it's a time of reflection.
That makes sense.
Yeah, time of reflection, and then spring is often associated with like birth or rebirth. So, so I think there's a lot of that goes on into play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually, do you have more to say?
No, if you want to jump in.
Yeah, I was going to say, you kind of brought that to light. I mean, I've known this for a while, but like in the moment, you're like, oh, goddamn. Like winter is like the time of death. Yeah. Spring is a time of life or like rebirth, as you said. And then summer is like the vibrancy of life. Fall is the ending of life. And then and everything is just one big fucking like blah, 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 blah. I'm like it's almost like the signs are all there, and equally with us, like we're just on a longer cycle.
And I think what screwed me. Okay, I remember what I was gonna say.
What's up?
I think what screwed me up was that, and this goes back to what I, as a foolish human who thinks that they know everything, thinking that I can break the cycle if I was aware of the fact that like, oh yeah, like, yeah, usually around this time of year I get depressed, blah blah, but it's like. Not this year.
No,
because like I have like stuff that I have going on where it's just like it'll distract me, and then obviously things fell through.
Yeah.
And then it's almost again, this goes back to karma, where it's just like, oh yeah, now I'm kind of I'm almost back to square one.
Yeah. Ready for spring, kind of.
Exactly, and I'm just like, God damn it, like I fucking. But it's not even something to be. It's not even something to be upset about. It's just one of those. It's one of those things where. The universe has a funny way of just like reminding
you about yourself.
Yeah, where it's just like, why fight it? Why fight and I think that's where my agitation came from. I think that's where my agitation came from this past while, where I thought I was above this type of thing, where it's just like, oh yeah, well things are different this time, or blah blah blah. I got this going on, I got that going on. When it's just like, no, you are allowed to feel what you feel, so just fucking feel it and then move on to the next thing.
No, literally.
So
go through
it's one of those, and I'm probably not explaining it right, but it's one of the, it's like one of those things where I assumed that because I know that I can naturally just like not.
You can almost enact change.
Yeah, to a degree.
I'm not trying to like take away your words.
No. I'm trying to find the best way to describe what I'm talking about. Where it's like, it's like, hopefully this makes sense.
Go for it.
It's like if you were to it's like if you're Trunks, right?
Yeah.
From Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, go.
You try to go back to the, like he's aware of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to go back into the past, try to change so that way. Oh yeah, it's a different outcome. But then he goes back. And it's like, wait, shit's the same. Like I thought I went, but the reality is that, and it's not to say that things are set in stone necessarily.
Of course not.
It's one of those things where, like you said, you can't break a cycle because it's a cycle.
Yeah.
So you have to go through. You have to go through the low in order to get back up to the.
It's the fucking. I don't know if we recorded this conversation or where we had this conversation. I think it was for your interview for my job. But the cycle of joy and suffering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You have to, in order to truly experience joy, you have to experience suffering, and vice versa.
Thank you. Yes, because I was trying to latch onto something.
Yeah. No. Totally cool.
Yeah, and then naturally as a hubristic or prideful human being,
sure,
thinking that I know it all. Yeah. That'd be like, oh yeah, I'm above that type of thing. Mm-hmm. When it's like, no, the fuck you're not. You're gonna experience
so much in this.
You're gonna experience suffering. Yeah. And then through that suffering, you'll find purpose, or you'll find meaning, which will then bring you joy. Yeah. And then it'll just circle around like that.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I think the emphasis on all of this is that we're still mortal, and that literally,
yes,
we get tired,
and we get affected by things that are outside of our control.
Of course.
Like whether that's the cosmic shit, the astrological shit,
or like whatever,
or just like
day to day,
some asshole that cuts me off on the road. It's like
that, yeah.
I'm gonna react.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to react.
Yeah.
Why fight it?
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, don't go overboard.
I was gonna say like don't like
into
the homie,
but you get what I mean. Where it's just like you're not above your emotions.
No.
And I think
anything, allow them their space.
Yes, and I think I thought that I was above my emotions, where it's just like I thought it was enough to just recognize it and be like, oh yeah, well I'm not gonna have that reaction because I'm better than that.
Of course.
Or I'm not gonna blah blah blah, or I'm not gonna talk back to the it's like, no, you're allowed to be human.
Seriously, man.
It's fine. Like there's a reason why we're fucking 3-dimensional beings and not like those fucking
fourth dimension,
whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's like you're here to experience this reality for a reason. So experience it in all 3 dimensions, I guess. I don't know. That was kind of weird.
I know what you mean by that. Experience the full meal. Don't just eat the rice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because rice is the perfect analogy. Don't just drink the breast milk, but like, try a fucking slice of pizza. Weird analogy. Anyway, I'm sorry. Don't just eat the rice. The chicken's pretty good on top. But no, I completely agree with you. And I think that
Thank you, because I was really struggling to like kind of get back to what
but you fucking sent that one. That was a good one. But I think that to go on to the thing that we were kind of saying, like you get tired, you get impacted, you get traumatized, but like I feel like the universe as a parent or as whatever is kind of like, okay, yes, that happened, but here's something to kind of make it a little bit better.
Right.
Again, karma, like it will bring you the fuck down, but then if you choose to like
or
even
just
put
like
1 cent and like going up, it will.
Yeah.
It will go
or
up.
just like to kind of piggyback off of that.
Go for it.
Like healing it isn't just like a magical and then you're good.
No, not like Angelica just fucking hurt her foot. It's gonna take like 2 weeks for that.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the same with any type of like, whether that's physical trauma or emotional. It's like
big one. Yeah,
it's not an overnight thing.
Never is.
It never is. And you're gonna have moments where, or you're gonna be times where it's like you're making good progress and then you regress.
Yeah, no,
because that's exactly what happened to me. And it's like, what the fuck? I thought I was over that. And it's like, no, you're not going to be truly over it. You're going to have moments that's going to remind you of, whatever that, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
The difference is that you're older, you have more experience, you have more knowledge. So now you don't have to react the same way.
Literally.
Unless you choose to do so.
Unless you choose to do so.
Right. And then that's
kind of where
that's
choice. Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of where choice
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're presented with a similar or the same situation, how do you react now?
Yes.
Damn. Good point.
Yeah.
Damn, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was dope. Yeah. Goddamn.
So I think that's what I've been dealing with.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
go with the motions, man.
Yeah.
Go with the motions.
And I guess to update, I am feeling better. So
I'm very happy to hear that. As the universe would have it.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
it's like, and then it's just like, okay,
we're fucking back.
We're coming back. Coming back to life.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say back, but like.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And even me, like, I know that, my job really isn't the best right now, and my school life really isn't the best right now, and the residency causing a little bit more stress than I would like, unfortunately. But like, I know that I just have to wait it out.
Yeah.
And maybe that is the mature, the thing that we have to kind of learn to accept, the life that kind of counteracts the death. Just like patience. It's almost like I know it's going to get better.
Yeah.
It has to get better. So as long as I'm here for that day or that moment or that however long, I just have to survive until then, or I have to live until then. I think that's probably a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know that school's going to take a year. I know that my job's probably going to take about the same. I know that the residency literally has an end date, which is like a few months.
Yeah.
And then life or the universe will kind of like whip up some other stuff for me, I'm sure. Like Little River was a great fucking example. Like I didn't expect that, but like and then
there you go.
2 sales. I'm like, what the fuck? So
and then also too, it's like don't be afraid to just take time for yourself.
I'm really trying to. I'm honestly trying to.
You don't have to try, you just do it.
I know, but
just hit me up, be like, hey, I'm gonna be gone for a bit.
I'm a dip.
And I'll be like, cool.
Yeah, and
because you need it.
Exactly. I think you made a really good point where as much as I feel like I have to be there for my friends or you at home have to be there for your friends. I feel as though your friends who actually value you
will be here when you come back.
Exactly, man.
So you don't have to worry about us leaving.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. And I have to say that for myself equally.
No, totally.
Where if I do leave, you guys will be here.
Yeah. Or somewhere.
Yeah. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the connect we'll still be here.
Right.
We'll still be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until we literally die. And even then, we're still in the fucking air.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fucking crazy. As much as there is an end, there's the beginning. But with Samsara, it has never been an end. It has never been a beginning. It just always has.
Yeah.
And we're at 47.
Shit.
So, yeah. I don't know. That's an end. What do you got? What do you got to end it? If you want to end it here, unless you have more that you want to talk about.
I have nothing.
Dude, scraping the barrel.
I think that's about as much.
Word.
Yeah, I think I got everything I wanted to say.
I feel like I very much did too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here. I'm happy.
The sun is shining.
The sun is shining. The grass is green. Motherfuckers are sucking dick in Nebraska. You know, but like, it's all right. Everybody comes eventually. Like, and everybody comes around eventually.
Thanks.
No problem. I was on breast milk over there for 2 seconds, so you know.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
Breast milk is the one thing that has everything that humans need. Breast milk is the one substance, food item, food stuff that has all the nutrients that a person needs to be big and strong.
You just been having that recently?
Yeah, I just microdose breast milk. And that has been Dueal. Microdose breast milk.
Yeah, what he said.
I can make that a t-shirt.
You really? Yeah.
I can make that a t-shirt.
Just put my face on it too.
Like this.
Yeah. Just,
Anyway.
Yes.
We love you. We hope you take care.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed
Hopefully,
this episode.
We'll be back to like regular capacity. We just been really busy, but we've been saying for a minute, dude, we have to come back to some capacity.
Yeah. Like I miss this.
Yeah,
beyond you guys who are
YouTube.
You guys who are like yelling at us to be like, when's Dueal coming back?
Yeah.
I do miss this.
Yeah.
I do miss our conversations.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get back to like a somewhat of a schedule.
I would like to do it on like Fridays.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be like a rigid like we have to do. It's like it can literally be. Hey, you good? Yeah. Let's do it.
All right. Cool. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. So.
Fuck yeah. So you may see us less, but you may see us more.
Less, but more consistent. We'll say that.
Sure. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right, man. I love you.
I love you too.
All right, and I love you guys are all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are pretty cool. Shout out to Chelsea and Amy.
Shout out to Corey.
Shout out to Christian as well.
Christian. I was just about to say.
Yeah. Fucking
Christian.
homie. You got to come through on this shit.
Devin. Yeah. That's actually before we sign off. That's actually another thing.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the potential for guests.
I like the idea.
I know we've been talking about that for a while.
Yeah.
And I think
I have an idea.
Yes.
I talked to you about it
because I also had an idea, but you go first.
Oh, no, sure. I like the idea of them being the audience at first.
Yeah.
Almost as if they're taking notes on what we're talking about. So we go for like 30 minutes, and then we bring them on, and then we could all discuss what we have discussed, and they could bring valid points.
Yeah.
Compared to just from jump, you know.
Yeah. No. I like that idea.
Yeah, but you're right.
No, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically that.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking in terms of like, because I know scheduling and transportation, and all that.
God, yeah. Like virtual?
Is a bitch. Yeah. So I was thinking about that, where it's like,
we could totally do that.
We could either, depending on the person, what their schedule's like, they can either, I mean, in person would be preferable.
Of course.
But then I also think we should leave the option open for a virtual thing where, you know, they sign on through Zoom or some shit.
I could probably figure out something
or FaceTime.
For like
that's the only thing. Like if it's through virtual, we have to figure out a way to like hook them up to the audio shit.
I could probably figure that out. There's probably a connector that can connect to a literal phone, and the audio can output to.
We can do like a test run at some point just to kind of see how that goes.
Word, yeah. So I wouldn't need that much. I could do some research into that, but that's like a little later.
That's
for now. Let this work for in person, and
I can
figure that out as we kind of go along.
Yeah, especially if we have people international.
Yeah, totally.
That would like to join in.
Yeah. But beyond that, and et cetera, you know, it's been lovely dueling with you.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back. Yeah. It's good to be black, and it's good to be back.
Every single goddamn day.
Yes. Yeah. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. We just made it.
At the timing of recording. Yeah, we just made it.
We just made it. We have like maybe a week or two left.
We just made it.
Yeah. We gotta get our 2 cents in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll catch you guys later. Love you.
Deuces.